Okay, then item D is update on the process for the creation of a teacher and support staff handbook. And as you can see, Mrs. Artie did embed the first, I guess, item that we have listed there, or description, is the basically just sort of why are we doing this, and hopefully what are we going to keep in mind as we move forward through the process to do it. So we had talked about that, and Mrs. Artie had looked at a few other school districts that have already been started in the process. So we put together a little listing, and certainly this is not all-inclusive. We can amend it and change it and whatever, but we wanted to have a place to begin and just sort of some norms to follow during the meetings and as we move along through the process. So that is there. And then the next embedded article is what we came up to for as a listing of what we want to look at as we move along through the meetings. Just simply the major items that we're looking at, and pretty much this all came out of the current contracts that we have and what exactly were addressed in those contracts and what we will need to put in place to make sure that we are able to move forward with those. And this is certainly also, as the committee moves along, there may be other things that need to be looked at once you're looking at hours of work, work schedules, calendars, whatever it may be. There may be items that certainly were not listed here. So, and as I looked at this, and we really, Mrs. Artie went through and they pulled out a lot of policies that we have in place. And those are certainly all there. Most of the policies, of course, we have are policies that are there because either often we need them legally, but also to really direct the staff on what to do in specialized circumstances and situations. But a lot of this will tie into what we want in our handbook. But you know, my vision for this, and Mrs. Artie does have some nice templates that have been used out there, and some of them vary from being 120 pages long to, 20 pages long. So I think there's a happy medium there somewhere. We don't want it to be such a monstrous document that no one cares to look at it ever again once they are employed in the district. So with that, I think these policies may well be referenced in there. They may not have to be published in there, but certainly referenced, and that also gives everyone the opportunity to go to our website and look up those policies and really get familiar with how that all plays out with them. So with all of that said, we have got the committee, we have been given names by the people that we're hopefully going to ask for information from and ask questions of that will be part of the committee. We have 2 professional staff members, correct, Mrs. Artie?
Yes.
Maybe you can go through them.
Katie Shute and, Barb Sullivan, thank you. Will be our 2 professional staff members. Mr. Hurd and Michelle Carpenter will represent the support staff. Mrs. Ellsworth will represent the administrative team. And then we have Meredith Gilson, who will represent our district office staff. And then both Mr. Gorder and myself will be on the committee as well.
So as they move along with those things, I think it hopefully will be a real good process, but again, it'll be a lot of work and a lot to do. Now, as I've discussed with everyone, I think from the Personnel Committee, when we looked at this, it became clear Pam and Jerry are both interested in being on the committee, but they have different interests. So what we thought we would do there is that Pam would be on for many of these items, and Jerry would be on for the monetary type items. So they'll kind of share the duties of the Personnel Committee representation on the Handbook Committee. And then I had spoken with John, and hopefully he is willing to be a part of the committee.
Sure.
Okay.
Love to.
Love to. And I really felt, John, that your perspective of, you mentioned that being the newbie, of course, on the school board, you may not have the in-depth knowledge of everything that's gone on with the contracts, but that brings a fresh perspective, I think, to the whole process too. So I think very
My lack of
level-headed.
knowledge is
Is
the
a
asset I
plus.
bring.
No. No, your level-headedness brings the asset, so I think that's a very good thing. And then, Mrs. Justinger, I would ask you if you would also be on. And I know that the concern is that, I hope that the process does not take as long as our traditional bargaining has taken, and I don't think it will. As a committee, we're going to be deciding things, I think, in a lot more expedited way, and that will work well. And Mrs. Deming did say that she would be an alternate at any time, so I think that will be well. And I can also be an alternate also, so certainly. And Mrs. Zardi is going to post these as possible times when we would be at a quorum, since we can all come and we can all listen and see what's happening and see what's going on, because we will want to be bringing things as they're discussed and decided. We'll want to be acting on those then as a board quickly, so that we're sure that we have everything in place we need for everyone to be adequately ensured that the jobs are secure that we have. So
But if we attend those meetings to listen, we are not to
participate.
contribute at all
Yes.
to the meeting. We'll
Right.
just sit there and listen. If there's 3 people at the table that are board members, then
Yep.
we're there to listen.
Very good, yeah, and that's what we, I think we're all interested in the process and want to make sure that our employees are moving forward with a handbook that's workable and reliable, that we can use for the future, so.
And Mrs. Buswell, just for clarification, any approvals that the board does won't be effective though until July 1st of 2012.
Yes, everything is in place for this school year through June 30th, 2012, so we're moving forward beyond that, so.
Are you going to set the first meeting date?
Yes, I think we should, and as soon as we can is best. And as far as, I think we have approved, as far as what you want to address at the first meeting, that can be up to the committee certainly, but I know that Mr. Gorder has said, of course, money for next year and the budgeting, all of that is not in place for a little while, so that's fairly open-ended yet at this point, so we may want to start with those other items that aren't as much dependent upon the budget yet, till he's got a little more firm mind on what's happening with the budget for next year. So, I don't know if...
As I look at next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are all open. I don't know how that stands for them. We looked at Thursday, the 27th. That gives us a little time to notify all the other individuals who know how that.
Thursday's okay?
This date, that was for specific items, or is this general?
This will be for, they'll start with some specific, I mean, it's general initiating the
I
meetings,
don't
get things.
anticipate monetary issues will be
No.
the first thing that we tackle.
So it's probably Pam. And that's fine. It's good for you. Yeah, good.
What time are we looking at then? Would you like to do 5 to 7, 4 to 6?
This is on the 27th?
27th, yes. Does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you'll create an agenda even for this opening meeting?
We probably will go through the documents that you're going to be approving tonight, the two, and then the committee can decide which items they'd like to tackle first.
5:30 the earliest. I'm supposed to punch up at 5:30.
So 5:30 to 7:30, set 2 hours.
That's fine.
And then I would think we could set future meetings at that meeting.
thank you all very much for wanting to participate, and I know that the committee will do a good job.
Is that the district office?
At the district office, yes.
Just kidding.
No, no, no.
We're okay with that date?
Katie had indicated that that was going to be tough for her, but
Yeah, I need Tuesday or Thursday, Wednesday. I've got a person on Friday.
Okay.
I think with a group this big, you're gonna have a very difficult
Yeah.
time arranging
Okay.
schedules, and if you want to hit your timeline, you're gonna have to move along.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll want to keep moving. Okay.
Because I know sure there's gonna be meetings that I'm not gonna be able to make, and others won't be able to make.
Very true. Okay. And again, that's why we wanted to have alternates too, so that we can keep moving forward and keep on track, so.